Joe's Astrology. This is the birth chart for Joaquin Phoenix, and we don't have the birth time for him, so we don't have the houses. And this moon might be in Pisces, but lots to say about this man. Lots of interesting stuff for sure. First thing I want to look at is this North Node conjunct Neptune in Sagittarius. Everyone knows him as an actor, so we see Neptune, the planet that rules acting, there on the North Node. So he's very quickly and heavily moving towards that Neptune with the Neptune North Node. And the ruler of that North Node that rules Jupiter, or Sagittarius there, is Jupiter. And it's making a square, an exact square to Neptune. So this man, and that Jupiter is there in Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune. And this man has that, with that square, he has that tension. He has a strong need to display that Neptune in this life in one way or another. And what most people know him as being a really good actor. And we can see that Jupiter's retrograde, so he's redoing that Pisces, redoing this Neptune. There's more emphasis that this is a strong point in the life. We can see that Jupiter and Neptune is making an aspect to this Sun. It's making a trine to this Jupiter, the Jupiter Sun, the Venus, and the Mars in Scorpio. So he's very comfortable with this Jupiterian Sagittarius Pisces energy. Also, we see with the North Node there in Sagittarius. And with the Sun, Venus, and Mars in Scorpio, this is a very passionate man, both because it's in Scorpio, but also because the Mars and Venus are conjunct. And also Mercury as well. Mercury and Uranus is there. So there's a lot of energy around that Scorpio, around that Mars, around that passion. Very emotional. And it could be why people like his acting, because he can really put that punch into it with his emotional nature, especially with Scorpio and the Mars, just a very deep person. You can see a lot of the roles that he does are dark, with the Joker, and I haven't seen too many of his movies, but I really liked Her. I thought that was really good. And so really you can see the Scorpio being displayed there as well. I'm not going to speak on the moon, because the moon it's in Aries here, but it might be in Pisces, not having the time. So let's take a look at his Wikipedia. Okay, Brother Phoenix, River Phoenix. Very cool guy. See this Uranus conjunct Mercury. I said, like, a cool guy. If you think of someone who's really cool, the archetype of Uranus, that would be River Phoenix. Mercury being the brother, having this brother who's a genius in his own right, in his field. And before I talk about anything else there, I want to see if I can find here. He said he had a quote about his brother. Oh, when I was 15 or 16, my brother came home from work, and he yada yada da, 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 and he woke me up and said, "You're going to start acting again, and this is what you're going to do." He didn't ask me, he just told me. I am indebted to him for that, because acting has given me such an incredible life. Well, Mr. Phoenix, that is an example of destiny in the making. When a person like that comes into your life and says some strong words like that, and it follows through, and you can see here uh, the brother changing the life suddenly with that Uranus Mercury, and you can see Mars is there too with that forceful calling to be an actor. Like, you're gonna be an actor. This is how it's gonna be, and you don't have a choice. We can see Saturn there as well in Cancer. Could be loosely given an example of that as well. Saturn Jupiter trine. Saturn in Cancer being the family. Saturn being that um, harshness, not really giving you a choice. Uh, Destiny, fate. This is what you're gonna do. Coming from the family. I don't know if I mentioned that. Sometimes astrology can be very literal like that, and here's a good example. So we have early in the life something here about space camp. One of his first projects had to do with space. So we see that. We're going to see this Neptune play out many different ways. I want to, so stick with me here. I want to point that out. It's very, very important. Space being associated with that Neptune. Early in his life, he joined a religious cult called the Children of God. So we have these religious themes as well with this Neptune. This idea of cult, extremism, very spacey out there. That's Neptune as well. You can see it's traveled throughout South America, Puerto Rico, the Caribbean. These are very Neptune experiences where you're kind of out in the ocean. You're uh, floating around, etc., like traveling around the world. It might not be, if you live in Puerto Rico, it might not feel that way. But if you're going there and you're going to all these places, constantly traveling, it has that. I don't know what the right word is, confused, spacey type feel to it. If you've ever traveled internationally and you're not comfortable with it, that can be, or just even in general, that's that Neptune feeling as well. You can see here, vegan. The more with Neptune there certainly will correlate with veganism, more of that kind of lifestyle. Uh, when he was 3, his older siblings witnessed fish being stunned as they were throwing them against the side of the boat. This act made the whole family convert to vegan lifestyle. Again, that's Saturn coming in with the family not having a choice. The siblings again changing the life with the Uranus Mercury. The Neptune there, the idea of being vegan, being very empathetic towards other people and animals, which says here this is the case with him, and usually is the case with vegetarianism and veganism. Also down here said that death of a family member too can really emphasize that Neptune can take you into that space of the unknown and really um, having to deal with that grief, etc. And it says here that there was some alcoholism as well. So alcohol definitely is a big deal with Pisces. I have a video on Pisces and alcohol. It has 0 views right now. So if you want to check that out, be the first viewer. I appreciate that. Let's see if there's anything else. Narrating an animal rights documentary. we see there's no Virgo in this chart, but we see again with the Pluto Jupiter in conjunct and the moon, possible moon Mars in conjunct, the Saturn. Here's a Saturn North Node in conjunct. These are all, looks like they're all Virgo in conjuncts, quincunxes, whatever you call them. Very much have to do with Virgo. And in his case, you could say with adjustments, this guy's versatile. He's willing to make adjustments. He must be willing to make adjustments and be versatile to play all these roles. And with the emphasis on veganism and animal rights, definitely has to do with those Virgo in conjuncts. And why does Neptune have to do with acting? Well, the imagination on this guy must be incredible to be able to play all these roles. Involved in music, directing music videos. So he's been involved in activism that also strongly correlates with Neptune. Personal views. Something here about describing himself as a secular Jew. I think I'm going to leave it there for now. And please feel free to leave comments below if you see anything yourself. He also does have this Jupiter-Venus, nice Jupiter-Venus trine, which is a good fortunate aspect, which we see very often. You can see it's involved with Saturn and Cancer, so maybe consider this guy fortunate when it comes to his family and what it did for his future. And I will leave it there for now. I hope this finds you well, and have a great day.